Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are currently at chapter number 7. We have read up to verse number 37. Today we are going to begin with verse number 38. What did we discuss last session? Recap points.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, we saw that anger is one letter short of danger, and it can bring destructions in all relationship and everything.
If it's not used properly, then anger can bring. Controlled anger is fine, which is for the proper use of the anger. But uncontrolled anger without the proper consideration can lead to the destruction. Thank you so much. Anger is also called younger brother of desire. Anger is one word short of danger, and anger is a younger brother of desire. Younger brother of desire means अगर कुछ इच्छा है और इच्छा फुलफिल नहीं होती तो हमें गुस्सा आता है. That is, anger is younger brother of desire. पहले desire होती है, desires are unfulfilled. We hope that the child behaves like this, and the child doesn't behave, so the parents get angry. We hope this person should act like this person should, we have a desire this person should talk like this, and the person doesn't talk, our desires are unfulfilled, and that's why we get angry. How can this person speak like this? How these things happen? Because we had some desire. So anger is a younger brother of desire. Thank you, Radhika Mataji. And what is the storyline? What is happening? Where we are?
Prabhuji, Ashwatthama has released the Brahmastra, and Arjun also has released the Brahmastra. But Lord Krishna has now requested Arjuna to withdraw his Brahmastra because the effulgence is very dangerous. It can destroy the entire planet. So
Yep.
that,
And then?
So I think then they have captured Ashwatthama, and they are now bringing him to Draupadi for punishment.
Yes, so when both the Brahmastras they were retracted, withdrawn, Krishna says in text number 35, we saw Krishna says to Arjuna, do not show mercy, do not release this relative of a Brahman, it's called Brahma Bandhu. Do not show mercy to him because he has killed the boys while they were sleeping. So Krishna is already instructing to Arjuna, and that's where we were. That Krishna is justifying that how that Ashwathama, son of Drona, should be punished. Anyone else? One last person?
Prabhu, just in terms of following up from that, that the punishment is important to save Ashwatthama, so from further sins. So that's why it's important for that punishment to be upheld.
Very good. Yes, it's for their own benefit, not out of an anger, but the punishment is required. Just like in our home, the parents sometimes punish the child, gets angry on the child for their better future. Even we see in the Damodar pastime, Mother Yashoda takes a stick in the hand, thinking that, oh, Krishna is stealing butters everywhere. He might become a thief. So, as a mother, it's her duty to teach the right lesson. So, that's why sometimes parents give punishment is for the betterment of the other party. Thank you so much. I sang so much in the Madhavas rock band and shouted so much at everyone. My voice is gone. All right, so we'll begin with text number 38. Oh, Haruna Mataji, late. You reached Bendigo late. Still, you are joining. Very inspiring. Let's start with you. 38 text, if you can read.
Hare Krishna, everyone, and text number 38, 7th chapter. Furthermore, I have personally heard you promise Draupadi that you would bring forth the head of the killer of her sons. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. So Krishna is speaking this verse. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, I have heard that you promised to Draupadi that you will bring the head of the killer who killed all the sons. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, sloka after sloka, previous one, the one before that, that do not forgive him, do not show any mercy, do not release him. You have promised Draupadi, just give him punishment. You will bring the head. And let's see 39 as well. Aruna Mataji 39 as well. Same thing.
Yes, Prabhuji. This man is an assassin and murderer of your own family. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master. He is but the burnt remnant of his family. Kill him immediately.
Krishna is saying to Arjuna here, kill him immediately. Pura clear instruction. Koi no indirect messages or anything. Krishna is saying, do not show mercy, do not forgive him, do not release him, kill him immediately. He has dissatisfied his master. Duryodhan ko dissatisfied kiya, because this is not the code of conduct of a war. When someone is sleeping and you cut their heads, you kill someone. So his master is also dissatisfied. He has killed the family members. And because he was the son of a Dronacharya, he was a very great Brahmana. That's why in this verse it is said he is the burnt remnants of this family. Because his father was so glorious, Dronacharya, Arjuna saluted him before beginning of the war. He was taking blessings from him. That's how great Dronacharya was. But he did the action which is very heinous, very low class. A Brahmana or a Brahma Bandhu would not do this kind of action. So because he has killed the family members, he has dissatisfied, even though he was son of a glorious father, he has committed a low class act and he killed the five sons while they were sleeping. Krishna is giving clear instruction, kill him immediately. In scriptures it is mentioned there are certain, the code of conducts, Vedic civilization, Manu Samhita, which is the moral code of laws of the whole civilization. There are some laws which is mentioned that when someone attacks a person without notice, when someone is killing from behind without our knowledge, when someone kidnaps one's wife, when someone burns a house, in those situations a person can be killed. And killing that person, it's not unlawful or there is no sinful reaction. Uska paap bhi nahi lagta, or uska law, according to the law, a person should not be punished, because there are certain ways, certain reasons why a person is allowed to be killed. Because if he kills from behind, where is no weapon in the hand, entices someone else's wife, burn the house, so many things are mentioned. And this particular action Ashwathama did was coming into that code of conduct, that where he killed people, family members, while they were sleeping. So he must be killed. No bad karma is accrued. So the very important thing here is to see the instruction in this verse that Krishna is telling to Arjuna, very clear, kill him immediately. Krishna is reminding his instructions. What will happen next in our
So then why
general
didn't he
term?
kill?
Huh?
Why didn't he kill? Why didn't he kill them?
See, we see in the beginning of just Krishna बोलेंगे 15-17 दिन पहले, before 17 days before of the war, you were crying in tears, you did not want to fight, and I gave you instruction. And what did Arjuna? So 18.73 Bhagavad Gita, last before the first day of the war, yeah. And this is 18th day of the war where we are at in this situation. Ashwathamaga नष्टो मोहं स्मृतिर्लब्ध्वा त्वत्प्रसादन्मयाच्युता स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव. Arjuna says, I am free from all doubts. Karishe vachanam tava. Oh Krishna, I will do according to your instructions. अर्जुना ने साफ बोल दिया था, आई विल डू अकॉर्डिंग टू योर, आप जो भी बोलोगे मैं सब करूंगा, अभी कोई डाउट नहीं है. एंड इन दिस वर्स कृष्णा इज टेलिंग अर्जुना, किल हिम इमीडिएटली विथ ऑल द रीजंस. देखते हैं अभी आगे क्या होता है. लेट्स सी. पूजा माता जी या सिया राम माता जी. 40.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes. Suta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him. although Ashwatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. Hare Krishna.
Hmm. So this verse who is speaking? Suta Goswami is speaking. इसके पहले वर्ष में डिस्कशन क्या था? Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna was talking, Arjuna was listening. But ये conversation, who is narrating? Suta Goswami to the sages of Naimisharanya. So this verse is just stepping back to the conversation. Suta Goswami is speaking that. Uh, although Krishna said to Arjun to kill him immediately, see what is mentioned, the first line of the translation. Although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, examining Arjuna means testing, exam, testing an Arjuna, and externally encouraging him to kill, externally. But Arjuna was a great soul, and he did not like the idea of killing. अगर भगवान हमारे सामने है, कुछ बोलते हैं और हमें कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगता, सिंपल एग्जाम्पल, भगवान ने बोला है माला करो, ये करो, वो करो, हमें कभी कभी अच्छा नहीं लगता माला, लेकिन हम करते हैं ना, क्योंकि भगवान ने बोला है, गुरु ने बोला है. यहाँ पे तो अर्जुन सामने खड़ा है, कृष्णा इज स्टैंडिंग एंड पर्सनली इंस्ट्रक्टिंग टू अर्जुन, बट Arjuna didn't like the idea of killing because he was a great. So think about the condition, dear devotees. Focus on the situation. Abhi to we are reading in our comfortable house in the morning. We are just thinking, but in that situation, 18th day of the Bhagavad Gita, Kurukshetra war, पांच बच्चे, the heads have been chopped off. Draupadi is crying. Bhima is furious. Bhima is a great warrior. करोड़ों soldiers को अपने हाथ से वो मार सकता है. Bhima is furious to take a revenge. Arjuna is a yodha, soldier, like he can kill millions of soldiers. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna alone single-handedly could have fought and won the war. That's how much strong Arjuna was. And here his strength, his anger, his vigor, everything. Bhima is furious. Draupadi is crying, the sons are killed, and Krishna himself is telling him to kill this Ashwatthama, the one who committed this act. And at that time, Arjuna is thinking he doesn't like the idea of killing because he is a great devotee. In this one, we see he doesn't like the idea. Why? Suta Goswami is giving the answer. Because externally, Krishna was encouraging Arjuna to kill, but internally, Arjuna was being tested, examined by Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explains very beautifully in the purport of this verse that Krishna doesn't need to test Arjuna. Krishna knows Arjuna is a pure devotee, but to magnify, to bring out his sense of duty, to glorify his devotees, to magnify the quality of dharma in his devotees, Krishna is putting Arjuna into this test. Krishna is examining Arjuna, telling like this. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Krishna does not need to test Arjuna, but test is given to magnify or the glorify the devotees. Gopis were put to test. Prahlad Maharaj was put to test. We know how Prahlad Maharaj, the Hiranyakashipu, was giving so much trouble, but Prahlad Maharaj was always meditating on Krishna. Haridas Thakur, with the prostitute beaten in the marketplace, so many stories we know. All the great devotees, they are being tested. Even Jesus Christ, we know how he was crucified. But what did he say while he was on the cross? He was being crucified. Oh Lord, please forgive all these people. They don't know what they are. Please forgive. And he was taking all the sins. So this is the greatness of a devotee, that even though, externally the situations, Krishna will put them in the situation, but that glorifies, magnifies in their devotion, their greatness, their kindness, it magnifies. Srila Prabhupada writes here, test will come in life of all devotees. Tests will come. But pure devotees who have surrendered to Krishna will pass the test. Pure devotees who have surrendered to Krishna will pass the test. Two examples I will give. Srila Prabhupada's example. When he wanted to go to America to preach the message of Bhagavad Gita in the Western countries, at the age of 70, no money, not many years left, no help at all, and everyone was discouraging him. बुड्ढा मर जाएगा अमेरिका जाके, इतना ठंडा है वहां पे, क्या करेगा उधर जाके? Everyone was discouraging. He was asking for help to hundreds and thousands of people. No one was helping him, and he Krishna will give all the test one by one, all the test. He didn't want so many hardships. Initially, America जाने के बाद भी प्रभुपाद की life में so many hardships. If Krishna is Lakshmipati, if Krishna wants, he could have done all the wonders for Srila Prabhupada. But he puts devotees into the test, examines them to magnify, to glorify. And the sense of duty here, Arjuna ka sense of duty tha, and that's coming out in the same way. Prabhupada sense of duty to follow the instructions of the spiritual master comes out, so that we can magnify and glorify. अगर किसी ने पैसा दे दिया होता प्रभुपाद को, बिजनेस क्लास का टिकट फ्लाइट में दे दिया होता, मंदिर बनाने का 1 करोड़ बेच दिया होता, तो लीलामृता हम पढ़ते ही नहीं, लीलामृता एग्जाम ही नहीं होता, प्रभुपाद का बुक्स भी नहीं होता. हाउ कैन वी ग्लोरीफाई? सो हियर ऑल्सो वी सी दैट कृष्णा examines Arjuna so that we can glorify the qualities of a devotee. Even in our house, practical application, learning points from this verse is we may also be put into the test. Krishna will also examine us. But if we are surrendered to Krishna, we will pass the test. Sometimes here at home, it's very nice to offer to Krishna and eat prasadam. But we go to India, मौसी के घर गए, चाचा के घर गए, उन्होंने अच्छा सा खाना बनाया और वो बोलेंगे बेटा खा लो. सो आवर इट्स कॉल्ड धर्म संकट. एक तरफ मम्मी पापा बोल रहे हैं बेटा खा लो, ओनियन गार्लिक की ग्रेवी से इतना बढ़िया पनीर का सब्जी बनाया है, ओनियन के पकोड़े बनाए हैं, ये किया है. एंड चाचा मौसी, अरे तुम तो मेरी गोदी में खेले हो, तुम तो मेरे साथ बड़े हुए हो, मैंने तुम्हारा नेपी चेंज किया है, मेरे हाथ का नहीं खाओगी बेटी क्या? मम्मी पापा से क्या तुम्हारा कृष्णा इतना इतना करते हो, तुम अभी इतना भी नहीं खा सकते हमारे हाथ का? People will say so many things externally. Either sometimes some people will say this, you have to do this, you have to do that, you can eat, why not? And to maintain the relationship, we come into the position where ठीक है अभी एक बार खा लिया तो मेरा क्या होगा? It's not. But here it is said, if you see this verse, that so many external reasons, Bhima was furious, Draupadi was crying, Arjuna was a warrior, Krishna is telling so many external reasons, but the sense of duty of a devotee must be there. We know our rules. No meat eating, no intoxication, alcohol nahi pine ka, no drugs, no illicit relationships, no onion garlic. We have the rule. That is our sense of duty as a disciple, as a bhakta, because our prime goal, our prime dharma is to reach to Krishna. Then so many things people say, we don't have to break the rule. So that is a test will be given. And kai baar people give up the test. ठीक है, चलो हो जाता है, क्या फर्क? And then they enjoy the feast. Then that's failure. So we surrender to Krishna. That is our test by Krishna. And it is said by Prabhupada here, those who are surrendered to Krishna, we will say. Sometimes chanting also, practical application. Life is so busy, कोई occasion है, घर में कुछ birthday party है, special occasions है, and it's a busy day. But, and then we think, okay, today we will not chant. But the dharma, the sense of duty of a devotee is to chant every day. We have to chant every day. So we shouldn't get the excuses. Oh, today was the busy day. It's okay if I don't chant. So if you see for the practical application, learning points from this one, that Arjuna did not give up his duty, even though external reasons Krishna himself was saying. Did not, and we should not give up our duty. The dharma sankat aayega. In the evening, our chanting sab kuch baki hai, and wife or husband will say, let's go out for a dinner or a shopping. We want to chant, and then what we do? We surrender to Krishna. Oh Krishna, my all 16 round chanting is left, and my wife wants to go to shopping. It's Friday, Saturday. Kya karu? Krishna, please surrender, help me. And then Krishna will guide. Take wife to shopping, wife is happy, and while you are shopping, have chanting bag in your hand. So chanting bhi ho jayega, shopping bhi ho jayega. We just have to not give up our duty. Duty karna hai bas. Kaise karna hai? In some relative's house I go, and one person gave me the cake, and I know the cake had eggs in them. And what to do? And I said, oh, उन्होंने मेरे plate में रखा, and the relative's house where I went, and I said, oh, what an amazing cake. I really love it. It looks so beautiful. देखने में ही इतना अच्छा है तो खाने में कितना अच्छा होगा. आपने मुझे एक छोटा सा पीस दिया है. Can you go in the kitchen and get me another one? And वो relative अंदर गया. The cake का पीस मैंने जेब में डाला. I put it in the pocket. And वो the relative came out of the kitchen, and I said, yummy cake. I really loved it, but very sweet. Can I take another piece what you bought in a container, and I will take home for my kids as well? Relative भी खुश, मैं भी खुश. Sense of duty is not given up. Somehow we have to surrender to Krishna. घर पे आके मेरा जैकेट का पॉकेट पूरा केक के साथ डर्टी हो गया था. वॉशिंग मशीन में डाल दिया. क्या करेंगे? The sense of duty should not give again. It's funny. All right, let's do text number 41. Bimal Prabhu, 41.
Hare Krishna. After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and charioteer Sri Krishna, entrusted the murderer onto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons.
So Arjuna is bringing Aswathama in front of Draupadi. She was crying for the murdered sons, and Arjuna is bringing. Here in this verse, important point to understand is Krishna is mentioned as a friend of Arjuna, or Arjuna is mentioned as the friend of Krishna. They were friends. Prabhupada writes in the purport, there are 5 main different ways a person or a devotee can relate with Krishna. Santaras, Dashyaras, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. There are 5 different loving relationships a person or a devotee can have with Krishna. Shantaras is like a neutral relationship. The 4 Kumara story we saw, they were a neutral, Santaras. Very respectful mood with the devotee, very respectful. Even the trees in Vrindavan, they are in Shantaras. When Krishna is passed, they are just there standing, and Krishna is passing, they lower their branch, and the mangoes Krishna picks and eats them. The mountains are there, just they are there so that Krishna can do the pastimes and Leela. They provide the shade, the mountains provide, even the rivers, they provide the paraphernalia for Krishna to perform the pastimes. So they are in a Shantaras, mountains, rivers, trees, even the 4 Kumaras, where they have very respectful mood, but they are very silently serving. Very silently, respectfully, they are serving. There is Shantaras. Second is Dashyaras. Dasya means as a servant. Dasya. Hanumanji is a great example. Hanumanji as a Dashyaras is always serving Lord Ramchandra, always in a Seva Bhav, Seva mood. So Dashyaras, Santa, neutral. Dashya is a servant. Sakhya. Sakhya is a friendship. Sakha. हम बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में भी Sakha. Arjuna was in a friendship relationship with Krishna eternally. So that is a friendship. Vatsalya is a parent. Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yashoda, as a caretaker. They want to take care. I am from Pushti Marga, where Laddu Gopal is worshipped, and they feed Laddu Gopal, they dress Laddu Gopal, and they the bhava is more like a Vatsalya. While in Gaudiya Vaishnava or ISKCON, our bhava is more like a dasya. We are servant of Krishna, how do I serve? But in Pushti Marg, there is Vatsalya bhava, like a parental mood. So different moods. And the gopis of Vrindavan, Radharani, they are in Madhurya bhava. Madhurya bhava means a lover. Krishna is my lover. And that is the highest. For a lover, between two love, that is the highest of the relationship. And Radha Mahima Prema Ras Sima. Radha's love is the topmost. Prema Ras ki Sima hai. Radha Mahima Prema Ras Sima. So Radharani is the topmost, the relationship with Krishna. So Santa, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. They are the 5 main relationships. And Arjuna, it is mentioned here, he was a friend of Krishna in text number 41. All right, let's move to text number 42. Hemangi Mataji, you are a bit sleepy. You read. It will be good to wake you up.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Text number 42. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Aswathama, who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having undertaken the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him due respect as a Brahmana.
And one more, 43 as well.
Text number 43. She could not tolerate Aswatthamas being bound by ropes. And being a devoted lady, she said, release him, for he is a Brahmana, our spiritual master.
Look at this, dear devotees. एक साइड कृष्णा है, बोलता है kill him immediately, and दूसरी साइड वाइफ बोल रही है release him. You see, clear words. अर्जुना बीच में है, अश्वत्थामा सामने है. He is because he has committed, he is silent, he is bound by ropes, and he is saying, Krishna is saying, kill him immediately. Draupadi said in text number 43, release him now, because Draupadi is a very gentle lady, and she is still looking Ashwathama as Brahmana. He was son of a Brahmana. He was as a Brahmana, and he is saying, please release him. So अभी हमें पता है ना, what did Krishna, Arjuna didn't kill Ashwathama, even though Krishna said, right? So we see here कि भगवान कुछ बोलते हैं और वाइफ कुछ बोलती है, हमेशा वाइफ का सुनने का. That is the one learning point coming out of this. कि भगवान भी साइड में है, वाइफ का पहले सुनो. That is the way of a devotee's happy life. Srila Prabhupada writes here that devotee of the Lord will tolerate all kinds of turbulence on their own self. They will tolerate all problems, but they are not unkind to others. Here we see with the Draupadi's example, she tolerated all the turbulence, all the troubles, problems, murdered, Ashwatthama murdered, but she did not want to be unkind. Even though he was an enemy, Draupadi is exhibiting towards Ashwatthama, Draupadi is exhibiting the quality of a pure devotee. Personally, she would be facing so much difficulties internally, crying, and she's very in a grief. But she did not give up her quality of a pure devotee. She did not want to be unkind, and she's telling him, please release him. Because he is a Brahmana. He's still looking as a Brahmana. Let's see here. Nikki, you want to read 44 and 45 together?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. It was by Dronacharya's mercy that you learned the military art of throwing arrows and confidential art of controlling weapons. Text 45. Dronacharya is certainly still existing, be represented by his son. His wife Kripi did not undergo a sati with him because she had a son.
Thank you. So now see how Krishna gave 4 slokas and then told Arjuna to kill him immediately. He gave a lot of reasons why he must be killed. Based on the scriptures, based on the laws of mankind, Manu Samhita, Vedic civilization, Krishna gave all the reasons and then gave. Here, Draupadi is saying release him, and Draupadi is also giving all the reasons. Why? Because Arjuna has, first thing we saw in the previous verse, he was a Brahmana. He was the son of a Brahmana. Here we see that Arjuna learned the art of military science, the military art of throwing arrows, and the confidential art of controlling all the weapons from Dronacharya. So Ashwatthama was a son of Dronacharya, so he's his guru. And while sometimes Dronacharya was away, Ashwatthama was guiding as a teacher to Arjuna. Ashwatthama was also teaching some things while he was away. So Draupadi is reminding, you have learned everything from Dronacharya. And when Dronacharya died, it is said here, his wife Kripi did not undergo a sati with him because he had a son. Because a wife who has a caretaker, the son Dronacharya. So the point coming out of this one is the son was representing Dronacharya. He is a representative, so he still exists. And Draupadi is giving reason after reason. We'll see that how he is telling why to release Ashwatthama. Let's see text number 46, Pankaj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Text number 46. O most fortunate one who knows the principle of religion, it is not good for you to cause grief to glorious family members who are always respectable and worshipful.
So Draupadi is saying here that do not cause grief to the family members. The family members are respectful, worshipful. Do not, the principles of religion. It is not good to cause the grief. Prabhupada writes in the purport that it is not good to cause grief to the family members. Even a slight insult दिल को चुभता है. It hurts to the family members, little bit of insult. So we have to be very careful. The learning point from this verse is Srila Prabhupada writes, we have to be very careful while dealing with the family members, husband, wife, parents, kids, siblings. We have to be very respectful. We should make sure that our actions and our words does not cause grief to them. We have to be always very sweet, polite, gentle. Proper behavior should be there with them. Whatever is required, very proper. Out of anger or sometimes कुछ बोल दिया तो वो हमारे family member, because they are close to us, it hurts them, and if when they say something too bad to us, it hurts us. So it's very important learning point from this what Srila Prabhupada mentions, to be very careful when dealing with the family members. And Draupadi is pointing out that do not cause grief to the family, do not kill him, release him, because he's still a family member. His father was your teacher, like that he's telling. कौन सा आया 40? Maybe one or two more we can do and then we'll see. 47, 48, कौन पढ़ेगा? शिवा प्रभु, and we'll stop 47, 48.
My Lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am grieved for the death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me. 48. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, offends the Brahmana order and enrages them, then the fire of that rage burns up the whole body of that royal family and brings grief upon them all.
So many reasons. Because Draupadi knew that Aruna Mataji will ask a question that why Arjuna did not kill Ashwathama. So Draupadi already gave so many texts, so many verses answering that why Arjuna should not kill him. So here another verse came that do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry. Draupadi was a mother. She knew the pain of the son being killed. And Draupadi is pointing that out. If you kill, the mother of Ashwathama will be crying, and I don't want her to go through the pain. See, one mother understands the pain of other mother if in that situation, because she has just experienced. So she is saying that do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry. She did not need to cry constantly like me. So Draupadi is giving. And the next one is about again the Brahmanas, 48 verse. If the king offends a Brahmana, then it burns up the whole royal family. So Draupadi is pointing out the importance of giving respects to Brahmana here. The Brahmanas should be respected. The Brahmanas, if someone disrespects them, then it will bring a big grief to the family. Brahmanas, devotees, spiritual people, they all must be respected because they are in connection with Krishna. They are all working for Krishna. Brahmanas, Krishna loves Namo Brahmane Devaya, Go Brahmane Hitaya. Krishna loves Brahmanas. So that's why we also have to respect Brahmanas. And Draupadi is pointing out because he's son of a Brahmana, he's from a Brahmana family. Please respect him. Don't kill him. And Draupadi is giving. Now, what happens? Ek side Krishna bol raha hai, kill him. Ek side Krishna has given all the reasons. On the other side, wife says release him, and all the reasons she is giving. What happened next? We will see tomorrow. I will pause here. Enjoying this story? So beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's like a movie. आगे क्या होता है? Any questions, comments?
Prabhu, like again, question would be Draupadi was sorry, what do we call it? She was क्या बोलते हैं उस word को?
Compassionate.
She was compassionate towards Kripi,
Ashwatham.
but why was she not compassionate towards? There's so many children were killed. There were so many mothers crying, including her. हाँ वो तो हो गया, but she's feeling the pain after her sons were killed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So before that, she didn't feel the pain that there will be so many people will be killed. In the beginning of the
The difference
Mahabharata,
is the difference is, sorry, 30 seconds left. The previous one is the fight for dharma, for the whole humanity. Here it's a personal situation. The world need to be protected. That's why everyone must be killed, because adharma was spreading. Here it's a personal situation. Logo ke liye justice is important. Khud ke liye compassionate is important. And that is what Draupadi is showing. Okay, time is up. Sorry, dear
thank you, Prabhu.
devotees, only 20
Thank you. Hare
seconds.
Krishna.
Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru
Ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai.